Hey, my name is Lily and I will teach you today how to do a whale. What you're going to need today are these little pins to keep fabric and pattern in place, matching thread that matches your pattern, a bobbin case, scissors, and the pattern. There's going to be two of the side patterns, they're exactly the same size, and one of the belly of the whale, which if you just look at it, it's just the belly cut in two. And then it's going to be two fins to make 2 and 2. And then this triangle piece is what kind of gives the shape to the whale. And then if you want like a little thing to keep all the pins in place, you go ahead, and if you need any more objects, then feel free to use them. What I'm going to show you is how to thread a bobbin case. My sewing machine is a Bernina Sport 801, and so on mine, all I have to do really is put it around this thing right here, and then get the empty bobbin, and you just put it on this little knob right here, and you just want to put the thread in one of the little holes that it has, and just put it down on it, and you click it to the side. I like to make sure that it's tight and that it's not around anything, just in case. And then what you're going to do is just step on the pedal, make sure everything is plugged in, and just tighten it. And you're just going to do this until it stops, which is going to happen when it fills up. Okay, so this is all wound up. As you see, like, it won't go anymore. You step on the pedal, it'll barely go. So what you're going to do is just click it to the side, pull it out, cut it, and then your bobbin is all full. You're going to put it in this bobbin case. Make sure that the thread that you put through the hole is cut all the way. Kind of left a piece. And you're going to put it through this little slit right here, and you're just going to bring it around until it's right here. And to thread your machine, it should tell you somewhere, like some machines like that are newer have directions. On mine it's pretty simple. You just have to put it in all the little quirks, and you just have to put it here. This is difficult a little bit if you have bad eyes like mine. And you just thread it. And what you're going to do is, after you put the bobbin in the bobbin case, you're going to make sure that you have an opening on the bottom, and just make sure that the top piece, the little, like, this part of the bobbin case is up. And then you hold on to this thread right here and just bring it down, the needle, make sure your presser foot is up, and you have both your threads here. You're just going to pull, I like to pull them out a little bit and then put it behind, and you just close your little case, and then you're done threading your machine. Take your scissors, and what you're going to do, I already pinned down the pattern, so on right here I ran out of paper, so just know that you need to add some seam allowance here, but on the rest of the pattern you should be fine. If you want to add more, it's all good. So what I'm doing here is just finishing off where the pattern is. Just cut right along. And I have this fabric folded in half because I'm making the belly of the whale, and I feel like it's easier to just have one of the sides folded in half, since they're the same size anyway, to just kind of have it like this. And then you just repeat the same process for the sides, but just cut down the middle. And then you have the belly of the whale. Take your pins out, and if you want to use your like little tomato thing that I have, and go ahead. This way I don't lose them, because I lose everything. But, so this is your body of the well, and you're just going to have this, and then you're going to make 2 sides and the triangle piece, doing the same thing. The triangle piece, you don't have to fold the fabric in half, because you only need one of them. For the side, what I usually do is I'm just going to pin it right here, then cut it, and then just, when I have it like this, cut right down the middle. Is make the fin, and since you need 2 for one fin and 2 for the other fin, you make 4 in total. What I did is I took a fabric and I folded it in half, and I folded it in half again, and you just get to the edge, you pin it, careful not to prick your finger, by the way, because I've done it plenty of times, and you just cut around. Now, I didn't add seam allowance to the fin, so you go ahead and do that, especially if you want a bigger fin, which I am totally fine with too. Go right ahead, whatever rocks your way, okay? Just make it nicer, because I didn't do that the first time. And what you're going to do is that now you have the 2, just going to cut it in half. So now you have your 2 fins. All you're going to have to do is sew right here, and you're good. So now that you've cut all your pieces up together, you have 2 side pieces, the belly, 4 of the fins pieces, 2 together, 2 pairs I mean, and then you have the triangle piece. Is you're going to do the fins first, and you're just going to take 2 of them and you're going to match them together, but make sure they're inside out. Trust that I've done this multiple times and not had this flipped inside out, and you cry. And you're just going to slowly take it. What I like to do is, since I'm a beginner, I like to kind of, you leave the needle in place, and anytime you pull up the presser foot, and you kind of just go slowly, and then if you're not too comfortable with turns, turn it yourself. And you're just going to continue doing that, and then when you're done, make sure that you lock the stitch. I always forget to do the first one, and which doesn't matter because it's being sewn inside anyway. And you're going to stuff it, and then I'll show you do the rest. I kind of wanted to explain to you, before I pin everything together, what the point of the triangle is. So you make sure that the belly and the sides are facing each other, so the pattern is inside out, because you have to flip it inside out when you're done, which would be the right side out, I mean. And so what this is going to do is you're going to connect this together. You're going to connect, you're going to have to fold this together like this and sew like that, and then you're going to sew this piece to the bottom, to the belly, and you're going to sew all around here, the sides together. And you're going to have to, for this you can just sew like normal. For this you kind of have to pinch it and pin it together like so, and then sew it like that. So that way when you do it, as you can see on my practice well, you will, because if you don't pinch it and pin it together, you're going to have a piece of the fabric left out, and you're going to be able to see the seam. And if you look here where you pinched it, it just did a really bad job of sewing it. You're not going to be able to see this, either the thread or this little bit of fabric. So first I want to explain how to do the fins. So what you're going to do, after I put some stuffing, you don't have to put stuffing if you don't want to, but the best thing, I already pinned one of them, so it's going to look like this, and it has to be inside out. And so what I usually do is, to make sure it's even, I go like that, and then I tell myself if I want it like this, then that means for it to be inside out that it has to be like this. So you kind of just keep the stuffing inside and just go like that. Just put the fabric over. Make sure everything's all even and nice the way you'd like it. And you pin it. I'm really bad at pinning, so if you have a different way to pin it, then kudos to you. Pin the way you like. So I also wanted to explain that what I want to do first is I'm going to sew from here, and I'm leaving this open to turn it inside out, and then sewing the rest, but I'm keeping this open and this open. I'm keeping this open until I'm completely done so I can turn everything inside out, but I'm keeping this one open because in order to do this piece, I have to have a way of did the wrong way, to pinch it, and it's going to be really difficult if this is not open. I want to show you guys how this is going to work. So make sure that everything is inside out. I cannot like emphasize that enough because you don't want to like be halfway done with your project and realize that it's inside out. So what I did is I pinched it together like that and just pinned it. I think again I said that I suck at pinning, so if you find a better way to pin it, then awesome. If not, I'm sorry. So you're gonna run it through your machine and I'll show you when I'm done. Okay, so what I did here is I pinched both the sides and then I just sewed this like regular, just having it, I cut the corners a little bit so it made it easier. And you're just going to turn it inside out and you're going to hope that you did everything right. Or at least that's what I'm going to do. So far so good. And this should be your end result. Well, not yet, but end of the sewing result. Alright, and then I just have to touch up right here and sew it up right here after I stuff. And then I'll show you when I'm done. I finished, I sewed up where I had the opening, I touched up a couple places that ripped up. I have some of my fabric glue, which it's called the Fabri-Tac by Beacon. I don't know, it's one I used for my Halloween costume, and so I had a whole bunch of extra, and I just kind of glued where I wanted the buttons to go because I'm lazy to sew them on. But this is the final product. As you can see, it's kind of cute. Thank you!